Hello, Facebook fans and YouTube fans of DX Engineering. It's Tuesday afternoon here in the Eastern time zone of the USA. It is 17:16 Zulu on May 30th, 2023. And it's time for Tuesdays with DX Engineering. And I'm so glad we have Rod, K8RR, on with us today. Rod, it looks like you're outside.
That's right, Tim. I'm enjoying the holiday weekend with a working Tuesday, the day after the holiday weekend, remotely from the greater Cincinnati area. I'm at a beautiful nature preserve called Farbach Werner, out northwest of the Cincinnati downtown area.
Oh, that's great. Well, maybe you can go over and see the old VOA site.
It's
That's
right up
very
the
cool.
road.
Yeah, right up the road. That is a great place to go. And Rod, hopefully you have rested up from what was a tremendous hamvention. Why don't you talk about what you thought of hamvention?
Oh, the show was really wonderful. The entire mood was relaxed and happy. People were calm and just so glad to be there to see some fantastic displays from the manufacturers and the various groups and organizations that were right there at the Hamvention. Uh, some new products and some new concepts. It was a really wonderful Hamvention for 2023.
Yeah, Rod, what did you think of the new Kenwood handheld?
That's a really nice unit. Very rugged and substantial. And it's going to be a perfect replacement for the old 74 model. And with the color display, it's a beauty.
So, you know, I, I I guess they're not really telling us price and they're not telling us when, but when it comes out, it's going to be a very sought after HT, I think. Um, let's talk about your baby. Let's talk about the big monster hex beam that was right there, and this has got K8RR written all over it.
Oh, thanks, Tim. Yeah, the new DX Engineering XB5 hex beam is an HF directional antenna that takes the place of a Yagi. Um, that was the odd-looking thing above everybody in the DX Engineering booth that looked like an upside-down umbrella frame. Of course, many of our customers are very familiar with the DX Engineering Mark II hex beam that we've sold for many, many years. And now the XB5 is the upgraded version of that fantastic antenna with the same great characteristics of the G3TXQ broadband hex beam. It has 5 bands, 20 through 10, and it handles legal limit power with great front to back and nice directivity, nice gain on all 5 bands, handles full power. And now with new element spacers, new support ropes, new new spreaders, a host of new parts. It takes less time than ever to put it together and take it apart if you wanted to use it for portable operations. It's a great unit.
So, Rod, given the improvements that you made, and given the instruction manual that you and Parky worked on, um, what kind of experience level would you say it takes for somebody to put together a DX engineering hex beam?
Well, I think just about anybody would be able to put it together. The instructions are very clearly written for step-by-step assembly, and the hex beam would make a really good first HF directional antenna for somebody that has a suitable mast or tower to put it up on. The hex beam is renowned for being able to work quite well at reasonable or lower than average heights above ground. Of course, we would like to see folks put it up at least 25 or 30 feet, but but even higher is better. And for any 20-meter HF Yagi, or in this case, the DX Engineering XB5 hex beam, it's going to really start to shine at about 45 feet or higher.
Rod, let's talk about survivability. When the wind blows, what do you think? Is the hex beam going to hang in there?
That's a really good question that a lot of our customers ask about, because of course the hex beam is a fiberglass frame, and it's held up with support ropes, and the elements are made of wires. So how can this fragile looking thing hold up as compared to an aluminum Yagi? And the answer is it actually holds up better in many respects. The fact that it's a hexagonal uh, antenna that is balanced. It doesn't have parts hanging one direction or the other off of a boom. Sorry about the airplane, if you could even hear that. And it's nicely balanced. And now the new 4.4 millimeter support ropes that we have with the pre-made terminations, with thimbles, and we have stainless steel carabiners to hook everything up quickly and easily. Um, they are what we call the ice support ropes that just come right with the antenna. No extras to buy. Everything that you get with the XB5 is heavy duty and ready to take on just about any situation with the elements.
So, what about the Ballon, Rod? A lot of
Oh
concern
boy.
about the Ballon.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, a lot of folks have been struggling with adding beads or figuring out how to attach a Ballon. And so with the XB5 now, we have the DX Engineering MC20 1-to-1 Ballon included with the antenna, with the mounting bracket, with the connection wires, and it's a complete set. One of the components or some of the parts that come with the XB5 include those parts, and now all you need to do is connect your 50 ohm coax, and you're off and running.
So, Rod, let's shift gears for a minute here. What were some of the other questions that you got asked on the floor at Hamvention?
Right. One of the common questions is, does it do 6 meters? And the answer to that is no. The XB5 is a 5-band antenna, and part of the reason for that is that the uh, the connection of a 6 meter wires to that system is just not going to give a really good result. In essence, a hex beam is a fan dipole driven element. And so connecting a 6 meter element to that fan dipole that works on HF for 20 through 10 meters just doesn't make a really great 6 meter antenna. So we recommend a 3 or 4 element or other 6 meter Yagi below the hex beam. And on this antenna, because it's a traditional center support made with fiberglass, and it has the DX Engineering patented flat feeder that's 50 ohms and balanced. The combination of the Ballon and the balanced feeder gives you the best pattern of all of the hex beams, and that's that's the value that's built into the DX Engineering XB5 hex beam. Uh, Ease of assembly, it was one of the big questions at Hamvention as well. And do I need multiple feed lines? No, you only need one 50 ohm coax. And of course, we recommend RG213 for all HF beam antennas that are going to have some sort of rotation involved.
Right. So, Rod, what about other questions on other products at Hamvention? What did you hear on the floor?
One of the biggest hits at the Hamvention was the new item that we're carrying called the SAT tracker. We had that hooked up to an IC9700 and a Yaesu G5500 with a little demo for satellite antennas. And of course, the DX Engineering NCC2 was a another one of the items that we talked a lot about. Um, but we do have some new items that we're bringing out uh, even just this season. The new DX Engineering dipole kits and the off-center fed dipole kits, which include all the parts that you need to build a really quick, simple, and very effective wire antenna for HF.
Well, those are very handy, especially Rod coming up on field day. Wire antennas are just great for field day. They're very efficient if they're done right. Especially a dipole. So certainly this makes it even easier because Rod, you've got all the parts in there.
We do, and to build upon that, or actually to build your field day kit, if you will, to get going. We have some really great fiberglass masts for portable operations, and we've added, which would be new for this Hamvention and for this field day, the DX Engineering carbon fiber masts, which are I think the spec is something along the lines of a third of the weight of fiberglass and 4 times stronger. So
Yeah.
um, even though they're more expensive, they're really worth it, depending on what kind of weather you're going to have during the field day or any of your portable operations, uh, like for parks on the air activation and that type of thing.
So let's take a look at the chat room, Rod. Um, M0DSK is checking in from the United Kingdom. Nice to see you, Richard. And our friend W3MLJ. Nice to see you guys. Beautiful day outside to do some antenna work. Rod, I got to tell you, with all those trees around you, they're just begging to have wires in them there. We also have.
Like that around here, boy, it seems to be a really great spot for a quick activation. This actually isn't a state park, but it is a really nice place for portable ops.
We've got X-Ray Echo 2 Zulu Zulu on from Mexico, and our friend John, November Juliet 4 Zulu from South Carolina, and Jimmy, Victor Echo 2 X-Ray Quebec from Quebec. And Dr. Scott Wright says, Rod is always so helpful with my questions, station issues, and antenna ideas. He and the team at DX Engineering set DX Engineering apart from all the competitors. So, Rod, it doesn't get much better coming straight from Scott Wright, who's been just a great customer, and we enjoy having Scott talking about new antennas. It's that time of the year. We've got Ray on from also from the United Kingdom. It's Mike Zero Radio Alpha Yankee, and we've got Gary Kilo Bravo Zero Delta Radio Sierra, and Paul. This is November 6 Papa Sierra Echo. Hex beams are awesome for fly-in D expeditions. We love them. And Addie is on. Germany 6 Alpha Delta. Which do you think is better, Friedrichshafen or Hamvention? I think they're both great, both of them. They're different, and I don't know that there's one that's better. They're both great. I wouldn't trade one for the other. You just go to both of them, Maddie. John Kilo Bravo 3 Hotel is on. Deeply appreciated of the advice from Rod and Corey. He purchased a Phonema speaker, makes listening better and easier. And John, KB3H, Rod, is a big Collins fan too. So anything that makes listening better and easier, that's tough. That's really a great comment. We've got Hector on. The choice of winners, especially during state QSO parties and field day, Hex beams can get your team to the top. From Kilo 4 Mike November. Our friend Dan, who I met at Hamvention this year. Good afternoon, Tim and Rod. Enjoying my new paddle I purchased from N3ZN at Hamvention. Rod's not far from me here in northern Kentucky. Let's see, we've got Richard on. My club has a hex beam at 80 feet up It's amazing with only 100 watts, but it does require several feed lines. Well, the DX Engineering one only requires one feed line. Mother Nature destroyed it. Okay, hope to tie a new one up in the future. Kilo Victor 4 Oscar Papa. Well, you might want to take a look at the DX Engineering hex beam. One feed line, and Mother
It's
Nature is going to have to really whip something up to cause trouble with the DX Engineering one.
the XB5 is still a very lightweight hex beam at only 25 or so pounds. So it's a really
Yes,
nice choice for portable.
we've got Ricardo on, and Barry, Germany 6 Juliet Mike X-ray from the United Kingdom, and also Mike 0 Victor Fox X-ray, also Echo India 8 India Yankee Bravo over there in Ireland, and Bob the Traveler WD8NVN, who is always a volunteer for Hamvention and sure does get around. Well, Rod, thanks so much for taking some time out today. It's a beautiful day. It's a great day to put up antennas.
Oh, it's gorgeous out. What a treat here in the Midwest we've had as far as the weather went for the holiday weekend. I hope a lot of people were able to get on for the WPX contest over this past weekend, and I didn't. I was busy, but that's okay. Vacation sometimes takes precedence, and in this situation, I'd like to thank those who stopped by the booth, the DX Engineering customers came to personally thank me for help of the entire DX Engineering staff, and they were thanking you, Tim, for being such a beacon in the hobby. So thanks for having me on, Tim.
Well, it's been great having you on today, Rod. And we also have from New Orleans, Kilo Echo 5 Whiskey Mike Alpha, and then from Bangkok, Thailand. And it's the middle of the night over there. It's Echo 21, Echo India Charlie. Champ is on, and I know Champ was on in the WPX contest this weekend. And it's always great to have you on, Champ, and also Roy, Mike Zero Radio, Ray. I'm sorry, Mike Zero Radio Alpha Yankee. Thank you for being there, Ray. Well, thanks to all of you for watching. And if you missed Hamvention, just go to the DX Engineering website. We've got lots of things in new products and hot deals, and you can get a little glimpse of some of the things we introduced at Hamvention. And hopefully, maybe next year, you can get to go to Hamvention too. Until next time, 73 from DX Engineering.